Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be working on this question: minus 4 plus 3i plus negative 5 plus 9i. The first thing I want you to know anytime you're working on a problem like this is for you to be able to identify what you're asked to do. The I in this particular question is not a variable, it's called an imaginary number. So that's why you have this part of the question telling you what I is. I equals the square root of -1, not I equals -1. I equals the square root of -1. And you may be wondering, square root of -1? Are you seriously kidding me? Like, how is that possible? Because I know when you guys took algebra, that wasn't possible. But it is possible, and it's called an imaginary number, and we work with it in math. So the thing I wanted to first of all say is you're going to see this in your SAT question, because this is an SAT math prep series. But before we go into solving the question, whenever you're given a question or a number that looks like 3 plus 40i or 16i minus 59 or like 72i plus 2, all of these are called complex numbers, and complex numbers are numbers that consist of a real part and an imaginary part. So a real part is the plus 3, right? This is the real part, and the imaginary part is going to be the 40i. So this is the imaginary, and the imaginary, which comes from the word I, so that's the whole point, imaginary I. So imaginary numbers are basically the numbers that have the I within them. So this is the imaginary part of this complex number, and this is the real part. So this entire thing is a complex number. The combination of the imaginary part and the real part together combined is a complex number. But the imaginary part is just an imaginary number, and the real part is just the real number. I hope this is clear before we go on to solving, because I don't want anyone who is going to be stuck on like very crucial principles. So that's the first thing you guys need to know. And whenever you think about it and when you want to solve it, as much as I is not a variable, it is good for you to think about it like a variable. So let's go on to do this problem. You've got -4 plus 3i, right? Plus -5 plus 9i. Well, the first thing you have to do, because you're working with brackets, is for you to expand, or for you to basically in a way distribute to remove the brackets. So to remove the bracket, we end up with -4 plus 3i plus times -5, or plus of trying to open the bracket is just going to be plus negative here, just a negative here, and then the 5, and then you have plus 9i, so that's just 9i. So this is what you have. Now you may be wondering, well, we've now removed the brackets and we're just working with the terms themselves. What next do you have to do? Well, the way you're going to work with imaginary numbers is for you to imagine that the imaginary numbers are like variables. So for example, you're given x plus y plus 50k plus 4 plus 2x plus 9y minus 40k plus 57. Well, this is not, if they tell you to do this problem, to add all of this, that is not how it works, right? You have to group them. You have to group the different variables. You have to group the different unique terms, right? X is unique to 2x. X and 2x are in one unique group. Y and 9y are in one unique group, right? 50k by itself is in one unique group, right? And 4 minus 40 plus 57 is in one unique group. So that same way of thinking is what it's good for you to do whenever you're dealing with imaginary numbers, or whenever you're adding them up. So you're going to group -4 and -5 together. So what you end up with is -4, -5, and then you're going to group 3i plus 3i, actually not just 3i, and plus 9i together. So you're going to end up with 3i plus 9i, and then you just work with them. You just add them up. So you have -4, -5, that's -9, plus 3i plus 9i is just basically having the I chilling, right? And then you have, sorry, just having the I chilling. There's no positive here. 3 plus 9 is 12, so you have 12 here. So it's 12i plus -9. So the answer is actually going to be -9 plus 12i, and this is the answer to the problem. I hope this video was very helpful. This is just crucial basic information on how to add up imaginary numbers. So add up, sorry, not just imaginary, how to add up complex numbers whenever you have them. And you should make sure you don't fear too much, because we're all learning and it's all practice. There are going to be more videos on my channel that involves complex numbers, addition of complex numbers, division of complex number, adding them up, subtracting them up, and multiplication, FOIL method with complex numbers. So you guys are going to be fine, inshallah, by God's grace. I wish you guys all the very best, and make sure to keep practicing and do not give up, because it takes time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.